Oh, see, right now.
Okay.
Very cool.
One winner died from area. Newton.
Right this time at
Hey, there he is.
which is now
Hi, Robben.
Hi.
Howdy.
injury act.
Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Authorities so far have released
Okay, great. Oh, nice little turnout here today. This is beautiful. Thank you all for coming. We're in Nashville. Make sure that you mute your microphones. I can hear something going on here and there. Yeah.
Panicked 911 callers.
There we go.
Was trapped in one of those cars.
I'm still hearing a recorded message or something.
Fortunately, he did not make it. 9 other people were hurt.
9 other people.
Alex Jones is seeking a new trial.
Alex Jones, he's there. Can we turn that microphone off?
What's going on?
I think we got it. Yes. Great. All right. Yeah, beautiful. Kelly and I are in Nashville, and looks like we've sold our house. And so we're here kind of finalizing all those details and packing up some little things and taking them away. We go back to Paris on the 31st. So going well here, I must say. It's actually really nice to be here in Nashville. Wow. Things are so much easier than they are in Paris for us right now. And this big old house, it's a great house here. It's sad to see it go, but you know, we do want to be living in France. And so we'll be heading back on the 31st, pick up where we left off.
Congratulations, Robben. Do you have any anxieties about leaving? You know, I know you've been planning for this, but you know, now that it's come to fruition and your friends and colleagues and, you know, musicians you love and inspired by, any last minute anxieties welling up?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
That's good.
Yeah, it all feels, it's long overdue is what it feels like, you know. I wanted to do it years ago, but there were things, you know, holding me back. And so no, we're down with it. Selling the house, it's just such a great house. You know, we got very lucky here. We got in, you know, in a buyer's market, you know, and we're selling in a seller's market. So that's all good, but it's just such a great place. We will miss it, you know, but not going to miss, you know, Nashville or we can't think of anywhere in the US that we want to be, you know, and we can think of places in Europe that we want to be. So everything's going, it's all according, to what was hoped for, you know, other than just the difficulties of, you know, moving to a foreign country. I mean, it's just like that. And we have visa issues we're going to have to deal with, you know, before April, which is when our visa runs out. And we want to get a permanent stay visa if we can, you know, something like that. Well, that's what we'll be working toward. So all good. I tell you, Neil Mera, your guitar looks really interesting. What is that? What's it called?
That's a Collings. It's a
Collings.
CL Deluxe.
Uh-huh. Is it a straight up Les Paul shape?
Pretty much, except it has relief in the back, a cut, so a comfort cut, you know.
Uh-huh.
So it actually sits better than a less, well,
Yeah.
it's a value judgment, but I mean, it's very comfortable to play.
It's a
Seated
real
or
thing.
stand. Yeah. No, I mean, Collings does very, very good, nice work.
Uh-huh.
And the necks and the frets and the carves, it's just top notch stuff.
Yeah. I love the color of the finish.
Yeah, this was I have so many of them, but
Oh,
but
well, good for you.
sort of,
I like
over the
that
years.
color. It kind of reminds me of, remember the old Harmony guitars?
yes, my father bought me one when I was 13.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one for a while. But it didn't belong to me. It was on loan to me, you know. It was a while before I got myself a really cool guitar. Took a minute.
Same here.
Hey,
Same
honey.
here.
Hi.
I'm so sorry you had to go. It took you a long time, no?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Kelly got me a coffee.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice turnout, no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see there's another page there, right?
And there's another page.
Yeah.
Okay. Take a peek over there. Wow, come on. This is a good day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's wonderful.
It's nice
Hey,
too,
Robben.
because today I wanted to play. You know, like last couple of times, you know, I've the very last time, I think it was with the other time zone maybe. But you know, no amplifier, and I'm like holding the guitar up and plinking and can't hear it, and it's very irritating. So anyway, today, because we're in Nashville, I've got my Vibrolux down here, and I've got my Epiphone, and I was going to play a little bit, just literally just play a little bit, and you know, in that way, maybe kind of inspire some questions, you know, and also demonstrate some things that I do all the time, just very consistent things within my playing. So I feel like my playing can be decoded, you know. It's like there are these very just like 4 or 5 things that I do, you know, and I just feel like a light bulb can go off for anyone at any time, kind of go, oh, I get it. Chord, scale, right. Because that's pretty much it, you know. And that scale can be an altered scale, but still just a scale, you know, it's 7 tones or 8 tones, I guess, with the diminished. And you're there, you know, it's no different than do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's just the diminished scale instead, you know. Simple as really, you know. So a lot of these things I think are just getting the sound in your ear, you know, and then knowing the fretboard, you know, that, you know, where to find those notes all over the fretboard. So anyway, I spilled some coffee on your computer.
Robin, I have a question.
Okay, hang on. Let me turn the volume up. I'm not hearing things very well. It's Kelly's computer.
Oh,
Hey, babe.
I have a question about the names of a couple songs on the new album.
Great.
My wife is from Jersey, and she wanted to know if Passaic is someone in the band from Passaic.
No,
No, okay.
but
Okay. And is Stanley named for Stanley Turrentine?
no.
Okay. Well, we were listening and looking at the titles, and so she said, ask Robin about the names of the titles. I said, okay. So I did my due diligence. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Thomas.
We love the record. It's just killer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were saying hello to Thomas
Hi,
there.
Thomas. Great to see you.
Yeah. It had something to do, I can't quite trace it back because the name of the song actually had somebody else's name. And it was, I can't remember her name though. It's a joke, of course. But so-and-so from Passaic, New Jersey. And she was like somebody's manager, or something, I can't remember quite that. But Stanley, it's Stan Poplin, my old friend and bass player from Santa Cruz. He has a warm place in my heart for Stan Poplin. I miss him. I don't get to see him, but once every, how many years, I don't know. But anyway, he's just a dear friend of mine.
I love the heads of the tunes.
Thank
Really,
you.
really nice.
Thank you.
And I think the tone on Stanley, almost sounds like a sitar at one point. Just a couple of notes in there where looked like you were picking right at the bridge.
Oh, so it sort of zings a little bit.
Yeah.
It sort of zings. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the guitar. I did that whole album on my Epiphone.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I
Oh,
wonder, honey, if we can, how could we get the whole guitar? Let's make it just me for a minute and let's see if we can sort of.
You can. So you have to speak. Let's see.
Hmm?
Oops. What happened? We lost everybody.
I'm launching it. There we are. Sorry, we lost everybody for a second.
For some reason, can you mute yourself, Thomas? So we can, I think we're having a hard time getting our speaker view here. No.
Should be right there, right? Yeah, I didn't see anything visual there either. But this is it. That's it.
I know, but we're seeing Thomas really big, which we love Thomas.
Oh, there was a full screen.
Yeah, but he's still on.
Well,
Anyway.
they don't control it on that side.
No, I know, but he's still the speaker.
But we can see the guitar.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're just
Yeah,
gonna
I can see the guitar.
Okay.
try it this way. Here.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it so that I could.
Do you want to go like that?
No, it was better before. Yeah.
Back up a little. Back up.
Well, I want to be close enough to the screen
Okay.
because you can see the whole neck now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
Turn up the volume a little bit. So I hear you better.
Yeah. That's Stanley, right? Yeah.
That's
They're all minor 7 chords.
Uh-huh.
That's that. Oh, yeah. Well, the chord's just E flat over F. Mute yourself though, Thomas, okay?
Sorry.
That's all right. I can't quite remember it right now. It doesn't matter. But anyway, you can kind of hear the tone of this guitar, right? We're shooting video here for the dojo, new things, and this was the only guitar of mine that was accessible right now because things are in storage, before we move, and I hadn't taken it to France yet. So I'm so glad because this guitar is just beautiful. I love it. So this was both the records with Bill Evans were done on this guitar. And also it's the guitar that did Bringing It Back Home, So it's just that woody It's kind of a jazz sound, right? Very much a jazz sound. And I love it for that. It's clear, you know, never overdrive it, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to play a little bit. And I had thought that I would do the song Earthquake, because we, you know, it's in the new songwriter course, right? Is it up? Babe?
Yeah, has everyone seen it? I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, on the songwriters course, Earthquake.
Great.
So I'm going to just play it and improvise a little bit. And I want everyone to know, you know, if you don't already, it's all just seventh chords, you know? The song is, oh, by the way, tell me, people, am I in tune? Is that E? Yeah?
Sounds good.
Okay. Great. Oop, mute your microphones. Mute your microphone.
So the sun behind us is washing out the video. Yeah.
Oh, that.
The noise reduction, auto settings in Zoom cut off your off sometimes. Well, we're, do you want to move? Is it that bad? Can you guys really not see?
No, we can see. Sometimes you know these like the noise reduction for the microphone comes sometimes cut off your guitar because it probably falls below a threshold. But
That's on Zoom. We're not
Yeah.
super technically savvy. We're trying.
Yeah.
But what
Totally.
about the light? Is the light a problem?
Is the light really a problem?
It's not a problem for me. I can see the fretboard.
How about this?
not to me. Either. Yeah, you look great.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
It's definitely better, yeah.
There's an original audio setting on Zoom that's like, especially for doing something like this, I think, where it won't do that to the music. If it's playing music, it's like, it doesn't try to cut things off.
Okay, can you email that to kelly@robbenford.com?
Yeah, I will.
We're trying
Yes,
to,
I sure will, Kelly.
we're not super technically savvy with the Zoom situation, but
Okay,
yeah,
I'll find it and send it to you.
I'm holding it.
No, don't hold it.
Yeah, it's worth doing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all right. All right. Tell me if this distorts. Is that pretty good?
It's really limiting and cutting off the
That's
first
a
two
bit,
chords you
yeah.
did.
Shit.
I
Does
think
mean
that
I'm too loud or too soft? We don't know.
it could be. I think it's because it's probably the transient. It's hitting it hard, so it's clamping right down on it.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
Yeah, and then it eventually lets go and then comes back.
Let me turn the volume down a little. Maybe that will help. Let's try it again.
It's a blunt instrument, that thing that it does.
Fair enough?
Much better, yes.
Okay.
So the volume helped. Great.
All right. Well, I turned the amp down too.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to do the song. I've traveled miles to find you waiting for someone that I've never been. Angry eyes, hooks and baiting, and here. Who could stand against these odds? No one I know could win, place, or show against you. Dishes are done, TV chatters, words still banging inside my head. Wait for the sun to further matters. My buttons are pushed and I just see red. You're the taker of the cake, the one who fools of me. My own private LA earthquake. Harder for me to play through those chord changes without any support than I thought. And I
That's
haven't been
fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. But the song is this. Let's see. I'll just keep doing this. I don't know. The share sits me a little bit low.
It was great, man.
Okay, that's okay. I think that'll do. Thank you. So the song is A7, G7, F7, E minor, D minor, E flat 7, D7. All seventh chords. Like when I say seventh chords, I mean flat 7, right? Instead of major 7. And also it could be a, you know, with a major third or a minor third, right? A7, you know, E minor 7. So that, you know, whether it's a major third or a minor third is interchangeable when I reference seventh chords, right? So this song is just straight up seventh chords, right? E flat 7, D7, A7, G7, F7, E minor 7, D minor 7. Now I'm playing some kind of nice chord voicings, right? So the thing that for me makes the difference in how I'm playing and presenting the song is those little things, right? So yes, I play, I'll do something like that, right? So I'm just playing the 7th and the 3rd, pick up the high note there, and then the low note here. Now that's what makes it different than, right? Sometimes that's exactly what you want to do. But for me, I'm playing these little melodies and sort of orchestrating through it. Very basic shit, 7th chord. This isn't heavy harmony,
Are you relying on your accompaniment to fill the gaps in a way?
Well, so to speak. I mean, fill the gaps. It's really, it's the opportunity, vocal, chord, right? So it's that kind of somewhat of a call and response thing, So chord, I've traveled miles. Now what's going on there is beep, boop, boo, right? That's what's going on for me. And those are the chords that allow me to do that, And I'm just playing a G13. This is the jazz. Right, that would be the Mickey Baker way. But I use my thumb. And I play a little melody, Beep, boop, boo, to find you waiting. Now I play this thing here, which is just an E minor arpeggio. It's like, right? F sharp on the D string to an open G, then a D up here on the B, right? It's okay, babe. Yeah, don't worry. And now I play a D minor 9. So what's going on is find you waiting. That's what's going on for me, I'm not just playing notes that work. They are notes that work. But there's a little song going on underneath there, And with a song like this, because it is just a bunch of 7th chords, I'm not going to get lost. And, nothing unfamiliar, no minor 7 flat 5 chords, or anything. And I love doing this. I mean, I love getting the most out of it as little as possible, I mean, a whole song. And when I started writing this song, I'm like, I started with this. Da, 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 da. All right, I'm already headed somewhere, right? This is something, again, I talk about all the time. We're descending. And descending is what leads me. I've made a choice that, okay, all right, I'm going down. Let's go down again. Let's go down again. See how far down we can go before we need to turn around and come back up, This is the compositional tools that I'm always talking about, when you're writing. And I literally thought that way. I go here and I'm like, all right, let's keep going. And I would, we don't have that low D, so have to play it up here. And I'm just playing D minor 9. But I play it like this. E flat 9, D 9. Angry eyes, hooks and baiting. And that's kind of become my accompaniment. Because I can't think too much. I gotta sing some shit. I play it the same way every time now, you know. Oh, could stand against these odds? No one I know. I was proud of that. That's cool. So I've got the third here, and I want to sing it again. So what's, you know, no one I know, that's what I'm going to do. I could go, no one I know, I suppose, but I love it that it's A7, B flat, raised 9, A raised 9, you know, it goes dark, you know, the whole thing just goes kind of dark. And then I just kept going down in half steps because it was right there. I just started it. No one I know could win, place, or show against you. All half steps. So that's another little theme, right? 13th on top. Root on top. And then this thing, pentatonic scale. Right? Simplest thing I could possibly play. And that kind of, I got that from a Miles Davis record. I used to listen to a lot. There's a record called is it Agartha? No, not Agartha. Pangea, a Miles Davis record. Of course, it's all instrumental music. And there's just a groove going on, and the bass player is playing that. I think he might be playing major third, but it's just cool.
Did you write it in just one sitting?
I think the song was written in one sitting, yeah.
Yeah, and what about the lyrics? When do you start incorporating the lyrics?
Well, generally when I write a song, I get my basic music idea together.
Okay.
You know, and it doesn't have
the
to.
Melody, yeah.
Yes, some sense, and you know, some chords, but it, you know, it could just be, you know, like 4 bars. Mm-hmm. That's all I've got musically, but it's enough for me.
Yeah.
and then I just go to the lyric because that's the hard shit, and the music comes, you know, pretty easily.
Yeah.
The lyric is where all the work is, you know. So I put the guitar down and all right, here we go.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't do it with the guitar?
No, not at the same time, no.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Couple of lines, you know. I mean, I probably went, I've traveled miles, find you waiting. You know, I might have gotten, you know, I can't remember exactly, but
wow.
The song, yeah. When I have my basic music floor, you know, with the chords and stuff, it always begins with some kind of a lyric idea. There's usually a lyric, you know, something kind of there. Because there's really no point in stringing a bunch of chords together, you know, if you don't have a reason.
Yeah.
This is how I feel.
But
Because
not that
string a
line.
bunch of chords together all day, you know. So it's that lyric, that's the thing, you know. So you want to get your lyric idea. I've mentioned this many times, but there's a book by Jimmy Webb called Tunesmith. And Jimmy Webb wrote, he wrote a lot of hits in the 70s. You know, I think maybe late 60s, early 70s. Jimmy Webb, yeah. Tunesmith. And in there, he says, in order to write a song, you need to have a title and an idea of what the song is about. Right? And he says, both of those things can change, you know, you're not married to them. And that's the good news, you know, but at least you have something you're writing about, you know.
So what did this song start off as being about?
A bad relationship.
Ah.
I've traveled miles to find you waiting for someone that I've never been, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy, this is not good.
I love the line, Robin, when you sing, what was it? My own private LA earthquake, something along those lines.
Yeah. You're the taker of the cake. That was hard for me to even like allow, but it's like, screw it, you know. You're the taker of the cake, the one who fools doth make. My own private LA earthquake.
That's right.
Pretty good.
I like that you said, you know, you start with this kind of vision of the song. You know, you have a line and you have some idea what it's about, and that's kind of the magnet that propels all the work forward. So that's kind of a really great way of describing it.
Yeah, a title and an idea of what the song is about. You got to know what you're writing about. And then I was talking about this at the last Zoom, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself. And I do repeat myself, but you know, when I first really got into writing, at first I finally got to the point to where I just expressed a lot of very personal things. And this is what most people think songwriting at its best would be, right? It's like someone speaking their truth, talking about real experiences, describing those experiences, you know? And for me, that was a way just to unlock the door, you know, to songwriting. All right, here it is, naked, embarrassing even, you know, like I had to do that. You have to expose yourself. You have to, you know, get it out there, man, so that you can let the energy flow, because otherwise you're running into psychological blockages, you know. So I had to do that. And my album Supernatural is that record. And then after that, I realized that I could, you know, I could use the personal stuff as well as, you know, invent things, you know, or draw on anything, draw on absolutely anything. And, you know, when you're looking for something, you know, you're stuck, you know, then you could get maybe a little more personal and, you know, like, well, you know, how do I feel about that, or whatever happened to me that was similar to that. And then imagery comes, you know, you have a feeling, and that feeling, you know, you can analogize, you know, in different ways.
I love Empty Handed. What a great song. The lyrics, beautiful.
Thank you. That's a pure true story right there.
Really? Yeah.
That's one of those
beautiful.
Real, you know,
Yeah.
very personal songs, and it's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Is that cathartic for you to get that stuff out like that? To write about those personal things and get it out there?
Cathartic, I don't know if cathartic. I don't know, that might be, you know, I mean, it just feels good, right? To kind of sing your heart, even if it's sort of painful, it just sort of feels good. Because yeah, it's all about flow. You know, like I felt like Paul McCartney, you know, it seems to me that Paul McCartney just turned on the faucet, you know? He's just doing that, man. Just letting it flow. The only thing that, you know, is a problem for us is being, you know, scared.
It's probably harder to write, but easier to write good.
What's that?
It's probably harder to write, but it's easier once you write, it's easier to write good.
Yeah. You have to. and then it starts to flow, you know, and I would say that a lot of courage is involved. You know, you have to be courageous. And again, one of my favorite things to say is, you know, nobody gets hurt, you know, And it's a chance. It's a chance to practice courage, personal development, you know, being open, exposing yourself, you know, that's like a part of the life journey, no? So music is such a great place to be able to do it, you know? So, yeah, the playing though, I actually wasn't thinking of getting quite so much into the songwriting, although I'm happy to do it, but the playing, I'm just gonna see if I can pull this off. I was sort of nervous when I was trying to solo over this thing. Again, you know, no accompaniment, and the guitar's a little unfamiliar to me. I've been playing the telly a lot, and also the new PRS. I'm trying to get into a groove. It's hard on this song. Yeah, this is very hard for me to play without accompaniment. Here's some Mickey Baker. Ah. I'm just playing a bunch of chords and you can't even see them. I don't know, guys, it's hard. The song sounds kind of crazy here. All these half steps, whole steps, and it's just seventh chords, right? And
Can I ask a question here?
Please.
Yes, because if I'm listening and looking at this song here, and I got the chords from your Songcraft from the True Fire, yeah. And here you start with the A7, go to the G13, F13, and then to A minor 9 there and then to D minor, etc. How do you approach this soloing now? Because in my world, if I should, where I come from is then it should be like first it's a D major family, and then you go to this C major family, and then you go to the B flat family, and thereafter you go to C again, to then after that move into the A harmonic minor, basically. That is how I would interpret these chords. How are you thinking about it?
Well, it is the same thing, because like you're talking about kind of like the modes, right?
Yes, I do. Yes,
A7 is the fifth of D.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I follow your thinking there. And absolutely, that's what's going on. But, you know, the thing that is, of course, essential is that, you know, one, it's A7, right?
Yes.
Not D major.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
So
are you thinking, oh, sorry, continue, please. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, well, so yes, and one of the very convenient things about this is that you're always kind of in the same mode, you know? You just go down a whole step, same, go down another whole step, same.
Yeah.
And I treat every one of those chords all by itself, right?
Okay.
And the next
You're
one, D minor.
you're thinking A mixed Lydian and then for G mixed Lydian, for instance, or other, if you would like to have a penta. Is that your approach? Because I'm always struggling with this here, you know. And then, for instance, when you, so you're treating each chord separately and you take the tone from there and then you look to the scales. What tones is in, whatever scale there are. Is that how you're thinking about it? Okay, then I take that with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah, these, that's one of the, it's kind of like, to me, it's what's easy about it and it's what's hard about it, right? Chord. You know, you can play the same riff on every one of those chords and it's going to be good, you know? And so it's a very common practice, right? When you have chord, something like this, if I play something on the A, I can play the same thing on G, I can play the same thing on F. And it's a stylistic thing, right? Right?
Yep.
And then you get to the E minor, things have changed a little bit. And you're in a minor key, but that's one of the kind of freebies about that kind of movement, you know, half steps, same chord, same thing, you know. It's a device that is very traditional to play the same thing, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, or the same thing, and then you start to do slight variation, you know, to make it a little bit more interesting. Play with the time a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
As I always say, yeah, we'll stop there. That's good.
Yeah. So I bring with me, you're taking it chord by chord. That is the lesson for me, so to speak.
Great.
In this case. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Could I ask a quick question about, you mentioned Mickey Baker, one of those voicings. It's kind of a tangent, but not really. I never got the Mickey Baker book, but I got this book from you a long time ago called Rhythm Blues.
Yeah.
And it's only 16 pages.
Yeah.
And I got it because I heard you say that you wrote a book that was your Mickey Baker book. Is that the same?
Yeah.
Okay. So those voicings that are in that book are straight out of Mickey Baker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Okay. I was curious if I needed to double up and see if I was missing out. So
no, it's like, you know, it's interesting for me. It's like, it's kind of my version of what I took away from Mickey Baker. And you know, I was applying everything to Chicago blues. That's where I started exercising it, you know, and it fit perfectly. So I thought, you know, in some ways, you know, my book is a little more pithy, you know, because
it's only 16 pages.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But, you know, I'm not doing, you know, the major seventh thing, you know. just stylistically, you know, it's a little archaic, you know, the Mickey Baker, but all the information is there. And again, for me, I was able to just put that right into, you know, what I was doing. I was playing with Charlie Musselwhite and practicing the Mickey Baker, you know, on the bandstand with Charlie. So yeah, I condensed it into what I took. It's what I took from the Mickey Baker, in short, and how I applied it.
Yeah,
So
just for everyone. It's still available on Amazon. If if anyone is interested, I see it there.
Yeah, I'm sure that is it Hal Leonard?
I think it's a REH hotline is what they used to call it. Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know. Maybe they sold. I know that I think he sold the business. He must have sold it to somebody because he had a lot of content there. You know.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Robin, I have a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
I noticed that a lot in your writing, especially sort of when you're writing sort of more in the jazz vein, and when you're sort of using chords to fill in the gaps or comp behind yourself, you use fourths a lot.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your thinking in terms of how to use fourths and how they function?
Yeah, that's great. It's interesting because I've been thinking about trying to do something a little more extensive on the use of fourths. They are so useful.
What's your name?
My name's Chris.
Chris. Okay.
Yeah, we get your
CRA.
letters and numbers.
Yeah, it's my work account. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Great.
All right. So, like, Thomas was, you know, asking about that song. It's called Stanley, and
Yeah, it's a great example. Yeah.
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 So, it's, you know, your fundamental fourth voicing can be either major or minor, right? So if I play, don't do it, babe. Let me do this because I have to. Yeah, I have to adjust myself. So that song begins with this chord. So these are fourths, right?
Yeah.
And if anybody doesn't know what fourths are, it's just every note is a fourth interval above the next. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have F in the root, it's like F minor 7. But you've taken off the fifth and you hear the fourth instead. And then I put this note on top, the sixth of F minor. This is the same. So that's I don't know if this is a good way to express the use of it though. Let's do a G minor. I'm just going to play a G minor chord here. And if I'm going to play this in a nice fourths voicing for G minor is this, which is this. We're just starting lower on the guitar, on the neck anyway. And this fourth voicing, pentatonic. See, I'm just playing pentatonic. There's the flatted fifth. I hope my hands are not making it difficult for you to see this. Pentatonic. Or however you want to play it. That's not good. Don't do that. So this is a way that I would use fourths if I was comping, you know. And then of course you want to be able to find them across the fretboard as well as that's G minor 6/9.
So when you're doing with the fourths now, are you implying particular chords with it? Because they're kind of like harmonic chameleons a bit, right? It can take many different forms if you change the bass note or these kinds of things.
Yes, I mean if I play like, okay, that's G minor. These are all fourths. That's G minor. When you go here, it's almost C9, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have the seventh. But it's still good. You know, it's still C. You know, you don't hear the flat seven.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because that's the sixth, you know. So it's a 6/9 chord without a seventh, you know, in it. So yeah, you're implying C. And here, this one gets a little dicey. That's the major seventh of G, and we're in G minor.
Yes.
So this is one of those things like you and I go, screw it, I like it. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
Because I like it, you know. But if you just play these, yeah, there's the major third. So you can just play the top three and you're not being invasive on the major minor thing. None of those notes are a major third or a major seventh. They're all 6/9 or seventh, flat seventh. So you see, I'm always playing like a melody.
So you use them melodically to sort of like support the top note, which is changing, which carries the melody, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything I do is there's always a melody. And this is what makes the difference, you know. It's like, why did you choose that chord? Well, it's because there's a melody, you know, and that chord fits the melody. That's the real essence of good comping, you know, is that you're always playing a song.
Mm.
You're always playing a song.
Yeah.
It's never just a series of notes that happen to, you know.
Yeah. I really like the sound of the fourths, and I think, you know, when I hear fourths and I hear that and you're playing, it makes me think of It's About Time by Miles Davis. That sort of those chord voicings there, I think, are a bunch of fourth-ish kind of chords, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have really listened to that so many times, you know, to understand it.
Yeah.
And I wish they were doing what I think they're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's in F, right?
Yeah.
So the best I could do was that. So it goes dee da, dee da, da, da.
That's how I hear it too. Yeah.
And these are fourths, and they're just moving in half steps, right?
Yeah.
F13. I know one time they do that. But the voicings, they're wild, man.
Yeah.
And so if you can do that. So, dee-da. So you could go dee-da, which is like C altered.
Yeah.
Dee-da, dee-da, da. I like kind of. So it's somehow, I don't know how they do what they do. Those people are just incredible.
Yeah.
So there are those fourths, you can move them around all over the place.
Such a great vamp. It's such a great vamp. Yeah. And the way you're adding to it, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Sorry, I got my, but if you can do it here, use the pentatonic scale. That's my guide. Da, 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 right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll use those voicings. And the altered 5 chord. That doesn't quite work. For some reason, just it doesn't sound like anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Just
the
your
dead
ear.
spot.
Yeah. So you use your ear to
Yeah.
tell you, yeah, good. But
It's a
really
great
just
vamp. I love that sound.
I know.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Chris, which song did you say that was?
It's called It's About Time. It's off of the album In a Silent Way by Miles Davis.
Yeah, In a Silent Way is the album. It's about that time, I think.
Oh, right. It's about that time. You're right. Yeah.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
The way that sounds, it reminds me of, you can hear Alan Holdsworth stole a lot of that in his accompaniment
Yeah.
of himself, you know,
Yeah.
those tight voicings.
The tight voicings, yeah, but he also had voicings like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no one can do that. Yeah.
I know. Greatest guitar player of all time. I never listened to it because I don't understand it and I can't possibly play it.
That was a singular voice, definitely.
Yeah.
I've of all the guitarists I've, in quotes, studied, I've never bothered trying to study. I let his music wash over me.
Yeah.
For those voicings and this otherworldly, almost sci-fi guitar.
Yeah.
So I don't try and steal any licks because it's just not of this world.
No, it's impossible.
Mm.
I watched a little thing on him, and he was talking about scales, and so he's like, so here's the way I think of the C major scale, and they flashed a fretboard, like a, what do you call your tablature, right?
Mm.
And a little black dot where here C, and the entire fretboard was covered. And so
Yeah.
C major scale, this is how I think of it.
Yeah, and he's got his own hieroglyphics for everything.
And he said, so I know the scale, and he says, so I just play melodies. And that's what I say. I know the scale and I just play melodies. My God, the man was definitely, what a big musical mind,
Yeah.
And wow, what a knowledge of the fretboard, This is like the main thing I think that that everyone should really start to learn, really learn the fretboard, know where C is, and know how to play a C major scale in at least 4 places,
That's fundamental.
What?
That's fundamental.
Yeah,
I think. Knowing
One easy thing you can take from Holdsworth is that 4 notes per string thing. You don't have to do it as fast as he does. because you can't anyway. But I mean, if you do that and then you just go up to scale that way, the whole fretboard opens up.
Yeah.
Just by doing it nice and slow, one at a time. I mean, because there were only 7 notes.
That's right. Yes, I used to practice that. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Actually, you hit 5 notes because of the open E. I mean, anybody can figure that out, you know. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, you know. I always like to say it's so popular that they wrote a song about it, you know. So
yeah, the problem is how to use it. We all can, how to use it, the scale, because we all can learn scales and all that, but make music from them. It's the beauty of music, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, melodies.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Melodies. I mean, there are actually, you can break it down. You know how to use it. You can actually break that right down. You know, you can just play the scale musically. Number one, if you play the scale and you know you don't go, well, you play it musically. Every time you play it, you go, you play it like it was the most important thing in the world. You know. Song.
Yeah.
Da, 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 you know, however, and the triads are the thing that is your chords, the harmonized scale. You just have to be brave, honestly. I mean, I never had any teachers, and all I did was jump off the high dive night after night after night after night after night, loud. That's how I learned how to play the guitar.
Looks like Neil wants to ask a question over there.
Yeah.
Neil, did you want to ask a question?
I did. I've been waiting here in the background. As you were taking us through that the earthquake song, you know, you start in A, and I think very simply, or I try. Actually, I found that's more useful to me. I would use the relative minor. So you're coming down on a G13th. How do you approach that? Do you use arpeggiation in the major scale? Are you thinking in major?
Are you talking about just getting from A to G, as if like with?
Yeah, I mean, so for example, as you come down to G13th,
yeah,
you're doing things that I don't understand, which is fine, right? But I would go into the E minor pentatonic. I would naturally, if I were playing live with a bunch of people, my comfort zone would be to go to the E minor pentatonic.
Perfect.
Right? But you're doing something far more complex than I can comprehend right now.
Well, we were talking
I just want to know what that is, where your head is in that G13th. And in the F13.
Yeah. So we were talking about that earlier. It's, you know, I treat it chord for chord, you know. So my scale, you know, on A7 is the Mixolydian mode, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scale, you know, I'm just like chord scale. So whatever I play on the A7, I'm treating the G7 the same way, treating the F7 the same way. Now it's just minor instead of, you know, major. D minor, E flat. I'll use that flatted fifth in there on the E flat. It's B flat melodic minor, right? On the E flat. So it's the flat 13, the flat fifth. Wait, see. Waiting for someone I've never been. I mean, that's kind of interesting right there. I like that too. It's D minor 9, then I go up a half step to E flat 9, come back and it's D9. It's not minor this time, you know? Little things, that's all ears, like the way what sounds good to me, you know? And again, all 7th chords. And we were talking about that with Lars a little bit earlier. It's like chord, scale, chord, scale, chord.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. But on that G, for, you know, just as a little extra footnote here, I've traveled miles. You could play that flatted fifth in there, you know. And on the F too. You know, it's like the 7th chord with the flatted fifth, or a raised fourth, I should say, right? G da 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 dee. That's the flat. That's the altered chords. You know, the flatted fifth or raised fourth. So like here we go. For the A, fourth, flat 7. So I'm at the 10th fret. For my G. Now this is, if we were to do it literally, G, F, E minor. So I'm gonna play the G, the A, right? So it's a raised fourth or flatted fifth, but it's really a raised fourth because you'll never play a natural fourth. You'd play a raised fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a raised fourth. And it's as simple as that. It's called an altered scale. It's usually the kind of thing that you play as an altered 5 chord, but you can play it right there on that damn 7th chord, you know. You can play a flatted fifth for sure. It's a blues, you know.
Robin, may I follow up just really briefly on this general idea?
Yes.
So I mean, I get it. You're moving as the chord moves, you're following the chord tones and each chord as the chords changes.
Yeah.
Just push the envelope. What if the chords are changing every beat and the tempo is quick?
I wouldn't play it.
That's what I thought you might say. I like it. Okay.
I'd say Pasadena, you know. I mean, that's giant steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's every 2 beats. I mean, for every beat, that's ridiculous, you know. I'm sure someone's done it, but giant steps is every 2 beats and is really fast, you know. I've never even attempted to learn giant steps.
That's not music to me.
What?
That's not music to me.
It's practice.
Controversial, but
Well, you're kind of right. I mean, it's practice, you know. It was an exercise. Coltrane was practicing his horn.
oh,
And so he wrote a song so that he could practice his horn, you know. For sure.
The context where this came up with me originally, but if the song is moving slow enough that I can see what I think that you're using this approach would be Fool's Paradise, where you have chromatic walk down.
That's right.
But you're kind of saying you don't want to play that too fast, tempo wise.
Well, again, like the best example I can think of is Giant Steps, you know. Yeah, all my music is slow to medium tempo. I almost never play anything fast. You might have noticed, you know. And I like grooving, you know, and I like having the time to make some kind of a musical statement, and I need time to sort of, you know, think isn't exactly the right word, but kind of, you know, to hear, listen, you know, respond.
Yeah.
How do you respond?
Time to feel.
Thank you, Robin.
The time to feel.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just kind of running your thing, you know.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I have to go.
Thank you.
Should start shooting video in about 40 minutes here.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff.
I just wanted to do a couple. There you are. Couple house.
Thank you, guys.
Things.
Go ahead.
I'm sure everyone has seen that we have the new Robben Ford Guitar Dojo Instagram account. Did you guys see that? So that's important for you guys to know. And then just, you know, anytime you have suggestions or ideas or things that we could do better, you know, we're still developing the dojo and working on it, and anything that you think would be cool for us to do, we'd love to hear about it. So just email me at kelly@robbenford.com. And we just love seeing your faces, and it's just super cool to feel the community and everyone together. And so just so much gratitude to everyone for showing up here and being a part of the dojo.
We're trying to find a way that we could do some sort of a real clinic, you know,
Like a master class or
a
something.
master class. Yeah.
I don't know how we would do that. We're still trying to figure out how we could do that with the dojo, but
And like, we're thinking of doing something in Paris where, you know, we do an actual live master class there. We'd do it in the US if we were here, of course, but we don't know when we're coming back. So do it there and then just offer it, you know, to all the dojo members, you know, to be able to tune in and watch it, you know, as it happens in real time. And
That would be great.
Oh, good, good. And then maybe on a break, you know, we could even, like, y'all could, you know, make comments or ask questions. We could check them out, and we could include you, you know, in that as well.
yeah, and yeah, we're still trying to develop it. But it'd be fun to do a live, like a real live one in Paris.
Yeah.
You know, once
So
we
real time.
once we get settled, we're still not settled. So it's all, life is crazy right now for us. We're still managing.
Things are so easy here compared to what we're experiencing over there. It's like, you know, I like to say, you know, it's like, it's hard to go out and get tape. You know, it's like, where can we get some tape? Well, you got to get on line 1 and, you know, go down to, get off at Arc de Triomphe, walk 3 blocks that way, and you can get
It's all the mundane things in life that trip you up when you travel. Not when you travel, but when you migrate somewhere. It's I've been through all that.
Have you? Well, thank you. Appreciate the
It's incredible.
Well, like when I moved to the Midwest, the real one that tripped me up, similar to tape, was Milky Way and Mars, the candy bars. They're flipped. And you don't know how much that freaks you out until you bite into a Milky Way in the US, and no, it's a Mars bar.
Oh my.
No kidding.
Yeah. So deal with that.
That's funny.
It's very funny.
Sweet. Well, thank you, everyone. We got to start shooting some.
Yeah.
So we're doing some. What are we doing today? We're doing some
story hour and songwriting.
Story hour and songwriting. So we're working on those today. So you'll see.
Nice.
In the future.
Also, thank you.
Kelly, maybe a quick question. If you don't have to, if you don't. How many members does the dojo have now?
I think we have around 270, I think.
Nice. Congrats.
Very slow. Should be more.
Yeah.
Let's get to 1,000.
We don't understand why people cancel. It's just weird because it's such a cool thing. So we're still trying to figure it out, and a lot of people can't afford it, which is really weird because the amount that
people don't want to pay.
People don't want to
Yeah,
pay.
you get it for free.
But there's so much material. There's so much value in it.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, all the lessons and the videos, there's so much value in them.
Thank you, JB. And please post like testimonials, send them to us because we'd like to.
That's Roberta.
Yeah, I know, Roberta. Yeah. Hi, Roberta. I want to it's really helpful for us to hear feedback, that we're doing a good job and it's helpful to people and people are learning and all of that. We want to hear from you and get to know you a bit, and so it's really important.
I'll do my best.
Right on. And let me ask before we go, because we're doing we're going to shoot at least 2 songwriting things today. Anybody have a song they want to learn?
Yeah, that's a great idea. What would you like to learn?
Cannonball Shuffle.
In instrumentals or it can be like from the
vocal.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's got the lyric content,
Yeah.
How about The Way You Treated Me from Blue Moon?
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
Going Nowhere. I'll always say Going Nowhere.
Well, it's only in 1 key. It goes nowhere.
That's funny.
I really like this song. Bringing It Back Home is a wonderful song. I don't know how many of those you wrote. I think some of them are covers, but
most of them. The only thing I wrote on Bring It Back Home is Oh Virginia.
yeah, that's a beautiful song.
I love that song.
Yeah.
So many, Robben.
Shall I do that? Oh Virginia?
That would be awesome.
Well,
Do it.
I won't say anything. Hey, Steve, there's Steve Posner there. We don't see your face. Are you there? Where's your face?
You lit up green. Are you not feeling well? All right, we got to go.
Yeah,
I'd like to see your version of Put It Where You Want It. The Joe sample thing. That's what I like.
I didn't write it.
I know.
But thank you for that. That's a good performance.
It is a great.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks so
Bye.
much.